Alright, hello, it's me. I'm so sorry that I can't be there today to teach math, but I can be here digitally, and hopefully we can all still get a lot out of this math lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and teach it here on this video, and I can write on the screen just like I do in our normal class, normal lesson. So go ahead, take out your expo marker, your eraser. I don't think you need your template for today. And take out your multiplication chart if it helps you. You're just going to go ahead and follow along with everything that I do on the screen. Go ahead and jot these down on your desk. If you need to pause at any time, of course you may pause. And my plan is to turn this into something that is called an Ed puzzle. And hopefully that's the website that you are watching this through right now. And so we've never done an Ed puzzle as a homeroom, but you may have done one before. So at certain points in the video, it's going to stop and ask you a question. And when it asks you one of those questions, you will just type in your best guess for that answer. So this is something that you are working on by yourself. You're doing it at your own pace. If you need to go back and rewatch anything, of course you can. So yeah, and again, I'm so sorry I'm not at school today. I miss you guys. I wish I was there with you, but I will be back. Can't talk. I will be back tomorrow, and I will see you guys then. So let's go ahead and start with these ones. Go ahead and write the answers down on your desk, and I'm going to jot them down as well if I can find my pencil on here. There we go. I've used this app before, but this is an update, so if I seem a little confused today, it's because I haven't used the update. So, all right, 2 times 2, of course, is, ooh, not writing anything. Oh, there's little dots. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Nope, you don't want to work with my pencil. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4. 10 times 2 is 20. 300 times 2 is 600. 4,000 times 2 is 8,000. And then, okay, 4,312 times 2. So it looks like I'm putting together everything that I've come up with so far. So that would be 8,624. All right, go ahead and erase, and I will move on to the next slide. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to another example of the same thing. Go ahead and pause the video here, and when you are ready, come back with your answers on your desk, and I will show you what the correct answers are up here. So go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, so we have 2 times 3, which is, oops, switch to my pencil. Like I said, first time using this update. Okay, 2 times 3, which is 6. 30 times 3 is 90. 0 times 3, of course, is 0. 2,000 times 3 is 6,000. And, okay, 2,032 times 3. All right, I will put those together. And the correct answer is 6,096. Okay, so here is another one for us to try. Go ahead, write these answers down on your desk, and I will come back and show you what the correct answer is. So pause the video here. All right, so you should have paused. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the answers. 2 times 4 is 8. 10 times 4 is 40. 200 times 4 is 800. 2,000 times 4 is 8,000. I'll put them all together, and I have 8,848. All right, on to the next slide. All right, so here's our last one of these to practice. Again, write the answers on your desk, pause the video, come back, and I will show you what the answers are. So pause here. All right, so 3 times 4 is, oh my goodness, maybe by the end of the video I'll get the hang of this. Okay, 3 times 4 is 12, 0 times 4 is 0, 200 times 4 is 800, that's an 8, doesn't look like it, but it's an 8. 3,000 times 4 is 12,000, oh my gosh. If you sit in one place in this classroom for too long, the lights all go out, and that's what just happened. That's why I'm in the dark. Give me 1 second. This happens all the time before school and after school when you guys aren't here. Okay, and I just have to get up and move around, and then ta-da, the lights turn back on. Okay, anyway, where was I? So 3,203 times 4, that would equal 12,812. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. So here we have some problems for you to practice, and oh my gosh, I don't want to draw, I wanted to move. Okay, go ahead and practice these ones on your desk. You can solve them any way that you would like, it doesn't matter. If you want to use the standard algorithm, that's fine. Partial products, that's fine. But go ahead, pause the video here, and I am going to come back in a moment. I'll show you my face, and we'll talk about the answers. All right, so you should have paused, and now we're back, and I am going to solve these. I'm going to solve all of them with the standard algorithm. That's what works for me. If you solved it a different way, that's totally fine. It's okay. So I have 43 times 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. Product, 86. On to the next one. 54 times 2. Wow, I almost feel like I could do some of these in my head. Product is 108. And last but not least, we have 63 times 3. The product is 189. All right, so this is our application problem for the day. And as you can see, it says to write an equation for the area of each rectangle, then find the sum of the two areas. So today we are taking it back to area, which we did last week, 2 weeks ago. So my equation for the big rectangle would be 8, oh my gosh, pencil. Okay, 8 times 30, and 8 times 30 equals 240. And then my equation for the little rectangle would be 8 times 4, which equals 32. So I would put 32 into that smaller rectangle. This idea is very, very, very important, and it is going to come back today, of course, but also in the future when we do 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. So hopefully this makes sense of, okay, we have the area of this rectangle, the area of this rectangle. Oh, I missed the last step. Find the sum of the two areas. I missed that. Is this an eraser? Yes, it is, but it's not as good as my old one. Boo. Okay, whatever. All right, find the sum of the two areas. We can do that. So 240 plus 32. Okay, so the sum of the two areas is 272. Okay, we can do this. All right, so here is our learning target for the day. I can use the area model to multiply with the partial products method. So area model was what we just did, where we had the rectangle and it was partitioned into those two pieces. 34, this was what, 240? And this was 32. Okay, this is the area model. And what we solved here was 34 times 8. And remember when we found the sum of those two and we said it was 272? That would be the answer to this problem here. So today we're going to use the area model to help sort of extend what we know about multiplication. And basically this is just another method that you could use to solve a multiplication problem. You're splitting it up into smaller pieces and then adding those smaller pieces together. So we will do some practice before we do the problem set. All right, so here we have a set of directions, and I just want you to follow along on your desk with what I'm doing. So draw a rectangle with the length and width, reading helps. Draw a rectangle with a length of 8 and the width of 200. Okay, I can do this. So a rectangle with the width of 8 and the length of 200. Now here it says partner, but hi, I'm your partner today. So we're going to find the area of this rectangle. So we would do 200 times 8, which we know 2 times 8 is 16. So 200 times 8 is 1600 or 1600. Okay, keep this here. Do not erase what's on your desk. Keep this. It should look just like the one that I have here on your screen. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to combine the rectangle that we just did with the two rectangles from our application problem today. And we're going to fill in all of the partial products. So we said that 8 times 200 was 1600. we said that 8 times 30 was 240, and we said that 8 times 4 was 32. Now, this relates to the multiplication that we're doing because the problem that we're solving, it's up here. And that's why we've done so much work with expanded form. So what we've just solved is 234 times 8. That's what we've just solved. So we know that 8 times 4 is 32. We know that 8 times 3 tens is 240. And we know that 8 times 200 is 1,600. We would add all those up. I'm running out of space. I'll write my sum lower. It'll be fine. So 2, 7, 8, 1. So the answer to 234 times 8 is 1,872. Now, you might like this way of solving this problem. You might not like this way of solving this problem, but like I've said, my job is just to give you a bunch of different ways that you can solve, and then ultimately you'll pick the one that works for you. And it does not matter to me which one you do, as long as you pick one that works for you. So let's go ahead and do a little bit more practice. All right, so our next problem, 316 times 4. And as we can see on the left-hand side, we are practicing with the area model, and on the right side, it says standard algorithm. So this one I will do with you / for you, and then the next two I'm going to have you do on your own and put your answers into the Edpuzzle. So area model, oh my gosh, pencil, there we go. It might seem a little complicated to get set up, but if you can do expanded form, which I know you can do, then you can do the area model. So it would look like this. Draw a rectangle. The number that we have to split up is 316. I see hundreds, tens, and ones in that number, so I'm going to draw 3 pieces. And sometimes it's nice, sometimes it helps for them to be, like the hundreds to be the biggest, the tens to be in the middle, and then the ones to be the smallest, but ultimately it really doesn't matter. I'm going to label the width of my rectangle as 4. And then across the top, I'm going to put the different units in 316. So I have 300, 10, and 6. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find the area for each of those smaller rectangles. So 4 times 300 is 1,200. 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times 6 is 24. And now what I will do is I will add up, oops, wrong spot. Add up my partial products, and the number I got was 1,264. So now I'm going to repeat the same exact problem, but this time I'm going to use the standard algorithm, and if I did it correctly, I should get the same answer. So let me write down my problem. All right, so 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 plus 2 is 6, and then 4 times 3 is 12, and look at that, same answer, same answer. I'm feeling pretty confident that the product is 1,264. All right, so this one I'm going to give you the opportunity to solve on your desk. As you can see here, you should solve it 2 ways. The first way you should solve it is with the area model, and then you can solve it with the algorithm or partial products. It does not matter to me which one of those two that you do, but it does matter to me that you are trying out both methods. So I want you to solve 5,463 times 5, and if all goes well, around this point in the video, it should pop up with a question and ask you to type in the answer. So go ahead, take your time, pause the video, solve this on your desk, and when Edpuzzle tells you, type in the answer that you got to this question. All right, so if you want to know if you got the last question correct, the correct answer was 27,315. So hopefully you got it right. If not, that's okay. We'll keep practicing. It's not a huge deal. So as you can see here, we have a word problem. A cafeteria makes 4,408 lunches each day. Let me annotate this. Each day. How many lunches are made Monday through Friday. All right, word problem. That means my first instinct is to start with a picture. I'm going to do a tape diagram, and I know that this is for Monday through Friday, which is 5 days. I know that they make 4,408 lunches each day. If I want to get real fancy, I'll put it into each of these boxes, but that's not totally necessary. Okay, and then I don't know what that is, so I'll put my little question mark on top. So, I suppose I could spend my time doing 4,408 plus 4,408 plus 4,408 plus 4,408 plus 4,408, but ain't nobody got time for that. I'm in 4th grade. I'm here to be efficient. So, I'm going to multiply these together. I have 5 copies of 4,408. So, I'm going to go ahead and add these with the standard, I'm sorry, not add. No, we're not adding. I'm going to multiply these with the standard algorithm. If you want to use an area model, it would look like this. Let's see, 5 times 4,408. It would look like that, and then you would add up your partial products. But yeah, solve it whichever way works for you. I prefer the standard algorithm personally, but that's just me. So let's see, 5 times 8 is 40, 5 times 0 is 0, 0 plus 4 is 4, 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 4 is 20, and 20 plus 2 is 22. So how many lunches are made Monday through Friday? I would say 22,040 lunches are made. Yay! So this is my last slide for you today. So at this point, you should go ahead and start working on the problem set. I am going to have the guest teacher correct the problem set with you, of course, with your colored writing utensil like we always do, so that you can see how you were doing with this. And again, I'm so sorry I can't be there today. I miss you guys so much, but I will be back tomorrow and we will keep on going with more math. So thank you so much for being flexible and for working hard during this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!